MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome to the Big Small Business Show, the show for all our wonderful entrepreneurs out there. And all us entrepreneurs have got a huge ecosystem that is supporting us to become successful. One of those businesses is MTN Business. And in studio with us today, we've got the Small Business Segment General Manager, Dr Nkosi Kumalo. And he's going to be talking to us about what MTN is doing in the space to support us as entrepreneurs. So first of all, welcome to the Big Small Business Show.
Yeah, thank you, man. And
good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, man.
Yeah. So I didn't, in doing the research here, I see you've got a doctorate. You're a doctor. Your doctorate is on business leadership. Why did you choose that as your doctorate of all things? What inspired that?
Look, my surname is Kumalo.
Yes.
And I was really aspiring to be a big footballer,
yes.
Inspired by Dr. Kumalo,
yes.
right? I was sucking in soccer. So I decided that, look, my strength is in academia.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to be a doctor, but I'm going to be a doctor, from a academic perspective. So, but to be honest, when you look at the business leadership piece, I really enjoy business leadership, especially in the technology space. And it was really quite a big decision that I had to make in terms of which field do I go into. Leadership is quite broad. Mm-hmm. I enjoy building businesses. As I said, I enjoy the ICT piece. So it was quite a natural choice in terms of me being in business, in the front end side of the business, and ultimately going deep into understanding how businesses grow. Why do businesses fail? My thesis was really around the impact technology plays in addressing small, medium businesses' challenges in South Africa, which is quite relevant to the job I'm doing today at MTN. Yeah.
And that job is GM, and it's a relatively new job. So what's the mandate of that role?
So the mandate is simple. Build MTN Business to be the home of the SME. We do have a lot of SMEs in South Africa. I think OECD is pegging the number at 2.6 million small, medium businesses in South Africa. And, with that big a number, depending on whose research you're looking at, there's a huge failure rate in the SME market. I think the statistics says about 63% fail within the first year of operation. It's quite concerning. And the SMEs play a huge role in terms of generating employment, contribution to GDP, and yet there is not enough support for these businesses to be sustainable businesses. Now, MTN is trying to get into this space and contribute in helping these businesses to grow. One of the things that are contributing to the failure rate of SMEs, based on research, is that regulatory requirements are really hindering the growth of these businesses. One of those, as an example, is compliance to SARS, especially VAT. And why is that? It's probably because there's no system of records that they have that they can leverage on to be able to articulate the reasons why they don't owe SARS. They want records of like 3 years or 12 months. But when you look at these businesses, with 50% of these businesses being small or micro businesses, they actually don't have records. When they want to access funding, where do they go to be able to prove that I'm a sustainable business, I'm viable, I've got records, and I'm good for the money? So it is a challenge, and I believe that technology can actually help to kind of like mitigate some of those challenges. This is where MTN comes in, yeah?
So when you say the home of small business, So home of SMEs. Like how do you when a home is a place I come to, right?
Yeah.
So am I coming to your website? Am I in a portal?
Yeah.
Where do I come to be in your home?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. When you want to start a business today, I mean, the basic things that you would start with is probably a smartphone and connectivity. On there, then you need applications. Depending on the type of business that you do, you need to be able to quote. You need to be able to send out an invoice. You need to be able to connect and put together some kind of document to profile your business. Maybe you need a website. This is where the opportunity comes for MTN to create a bundle of services that will enable businesses, like small businesses, to be able to compete with big business. Make sure that they are, accessible, they are discoverable, and they are able to, follow the trends that we see from a local point of view to global, in terms of just being able to meet the requirements of a different user today. I mean, when you look at South Africa being a pretty young nation, when you look at the number of youth that make up the total population, these guys, they want to acquire services online. And when you are a business and you are not able to have an online footprint, you have a challenge. And I think we as MTN are basically saying, from a connectivity, a device, applications, ability to host a website, these are all the services that we are building together and making sure that SMEs can have one place to go where they can walk out working.
We've only got about a minute left now, so perhaps we move into part two as well to answer this question around a lot of tech people say, you start with mobile first, right? And especially when you talk about the young entrepreneurs that come into the market that, pick up their phone and this is where they interact and do everything from quoting to everything here. But there is also a big part of the market that is not mobile first, that are still on laptops, and also a part of the market that's got no tech or low tech.
Look, I was looking at some data recently. MTN today, we have got just over 39 million subscribers. 85% of those subscribers have got a smartphone.
Sure, 85%.
It's quite a high number.
Yeah.
So it's a very small number of people who actually don't have a smartphone today. Now, that number includes the small businesses. In essence, what I'm basically saying is South Africa as a country is ready for the digital acceleration. You've got a powerful tool in your hand. There's very few things that you can do from a smartphone. So when you have a conversation around mobile first, there are people who still don't. I actually find it a little bit outdated to say that there are still businesses that don't have access to smartphones. Look at how much social media penetration in South Africa. Even my dad has a Facebook profile. So the point I'm just really making is internet, smartphone, which is really our core play. Now, obviously enabled by over-the-top applications that we are basically offering to small businesses. There's a huge opportunity for uptake. And we are calling on small, medium businesses to obviously look at MTN as a possible home of the SME, basically looking at the power of connectivity, the devices we are offering, and the rest of the over-the-top applications we're offering.
We're going to take a break now. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Nkosi Kumalo of MTN Business.
MTN SME Hub, link to business success.